Hello everyone. Hope you all are keeping safe and healthy at home. Last year has been extremely a challenging year for all of us, isn't it? But still, we have been keeping our pace and focus to achieve our goals. This particular video would deal with how do we manage with exams and how should we deal with exam fever for better results. I, Anshu Mishra, am going to take care of all these tensions that you guys are having. And I would definitely try my level best to give you some strategies and some techniques through which you can really manage your exams and how to how to deal with your tensions so that you can really get your results as per your desired interest. Okay. So let's begin our journey to understand managing exams and exam fever. This is about me, and I'm the person who has been dealing with academics, and I have been a trainer for soft skills. I have trained more than 500 students, as you can see over there. And also, I have been an experienced person to deal with different kinds of people, whether they are adults, whether they are kids, whether they are adolescents, or of any age. So you can contact me on the given below details. Now, one question I would like to raise here to each one of you. What do you think? Should there be any examination in the school or college or wherever we study? Think about it. Why do we need an examination? I do reply for this. Examination is nothing but it's a self analysis mode through which you can really check yourself whether you are capable enough to go through that particular level of studies, isn't it? But unfortunately, we take exams as one of the biggest tensions of our lives, as if we don't be through with the examination, something wrong would happen to us. It has become a more social problem rather than any academic issue. So let us enjoy this examination. This examination is just a single step towards your successful life. Okay. And now my next question comes up. Does exam result affect your life? Think about it again. Think about the last examination that you had faced. Think about the result which came later. And did it really affect your life? And if it has affected, what was the level of that particular scenario? Like whether you were so happy that you were started jumping off, or whether you got so much depressed that you didn't want to talk to anybody. Why did it affect you? Right? It affected just because we were not able to understand how much result has been really achieved as compared to the kind of preparations that we have done. All right. So now let us move further to understand how can we crack a good examination depending upon our capabilities and our own preparations. Okay. Now, as we know that there are two levels of education that we have in our country. One is school education and another is higher education, wherein we go for further college studies and several academic stuffs. Now, this is the slide that tells you to understand that the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Now, why this is important for us? Because most of the time, being a student, we keep on just thinking and planning. I hope most of you must have done the same process of making a timetable for yourself, isn't it? Whenever our elder people keep on telling us that, oh, go create your timetable, maintain your timetable, do according to the timetable. So we generally sit with a pen and paper, spending maybe 1 hour or 2 hours on the table and making our own timetable that, okay, fine, from the morning at 7 a.m. we will do this, and up till 8 p.m. we will finish off these things. But honestly, if you check yourself, how long you would be able to maintain your timetable or follow your timetable, right? So if you have been a student like me, then obviously it won't last more than 4 or 5 days, I guess. And again, we get back to the same position, right? Unfortunately, we have been accustomed to a particular scenario where all our people who are surrounding us, we keep on hearing the same fact that yes, study more. If you study well, you'll get better results. But unfortunately, nobody is able to tell us how to study. What should we study and when should we study? Isn't it? So that prioritization of the subjects, of the chapters, that is something which really makes a difference. So let us talk about certain things which are really very important when you are on your study trip. Now, guys, board examinations would be the most serious kind of examinations ever considered for the school going kids, right? Whether you are in 10th, whether you are in 12th, you are going to be the peak person who will be always targeted for his studies, right? Anybody coming to your home, oh, you are in 10th, this year you are going to face board examinations, you are in 12th, okay, what will be your next step once you are clear with your 12th, what kind of percentage you are aiming for? So these are the common questions which have been asked regularly to such students, and directly or indirectly that social pressure starts coming onto your heads, right? But please don't worry, let us figure it out with a proper plan of action that I am going to share with you. Now, as best of my experience is considered, you can find 5 main points to be taken care of when you have certain goal setting for your uh, results, right? About your classes. The first and the foremost thing is your goal. How many of us really plan our goal before we begin our journey towards achieving those results? To get started, always understand your own capabilities. Please don't follow what others are saying. Sit at one corner of your room, take some time, understand yourself, understand your capabilities, and then fix up your goal. That, okay, fine, by the end of this session, I would be scoring, say, maybe 90% or maybe 80%, maybe 75%. It all depends upon your desired goal, and it all purely depends upon your level of understanding the subject as well as your understanding towards the your own targets. Okay, so please be sincere, and I would recommend that you should write your goal on a big chart paper. Okay, and that goal should be written in present perfect. As you can see the example given here, I have scored 90% in class 12, 2021. So maybe you are aiming for some other percentage or whatever maybe. So believe on yourself, believe your goal, right? And just write the target that you are going to achieve in present perfect form on a big chart paper and paste it somewhere on the study table or some wall that you can see every day. All right, this is a small trick. You must have heard about the power of words, power of written words. So many things are there. This acts as a self-motivating factor to you. Trust me, it really works. Second thing, which is another important point, is timetable. When I say timetable, it doesn't mean that your entire daily routine should be on the piece of paper, that from 7 to 7:30 you will wake up, you will freshen up and this and that. No, no. I'm talking about the timetable of your subjects and your study portions. Generally, we receive our timetables 1 month before itself. For example, this year, when boards are going to begin from maybe 4th May or 6th May, the timetable has been already revealed 2 to 3 months before. Okay, so the person who is really willing to get good results should be able to plan his action before at least 1 to 2 months. I'm saying at least. It will be better as early as possible, right? So generally for any forthcoming exam, timetable is issued earlier itself. So you can begin your plan of action. How? That is another point. Now let us understand how should we fix up our timetable depending upon the calendar which has already been revealed. Now, for example, say 12th board examination is going to be held, say for commerce students. Now, as you will see the timetable given by the CBSE board or your state board, the first paper is say English, second is maybe business studies, third is economics, fourth is accounts, right? Likewise. So what you can do is you can start your revisions with 2 subjects at a time, right? Have one hard subject plus second normal or an easier subject for you. Now, which subject is tough or which subject is easy, that purely depends from an individual to individual. For me, like business studies can be much more easier as compared to accounts, right? Or for somebody, accounts can be more interesting and easier as compared to like English, right? So it all depends upon you, which subjects you feel or you consider as tougher ones or easier ones. So what you can do is take one tough subject at a time and one easy subject. Don't go for more than 2 subjects at a time. Now set your timetable accordingly, that how much time you will give for a tough subject and at which time, because say as generally elder people say that in the morning hours our brain is really fast enough to grab things easier. So generally tougher things should be cracked in the morning time, so that your brain should be able to accept all those things and should work on it very nicely, isn't it? So go for it. I think this would really work well. So have that target that within these many days, I will be finishing off these 2 subjects. And once you're done with it, go for the next 2. Likewise, you can finish off, right? Third point is defining target. Now, during your study trip, it's important to have small targets for gaining confidence and happiness. You know what? It's really important for every human being to feel happy when they are working. If you're not happy with your work, how can you give your 100% to it? Isn't it? You should enjoy your studies rather than taking it as a burden on your head and thinking of, oh my God, when this exam would be over and when I would be free. This is a celebration time, dear. You must celebrate it. Ask your mother, ask your parents to give some lovely food that you like. Okay, let them give you some nice delicious food which you can really enjoy with your work. Have some small targets. For example, within this week I'll be able to finish off 2 to 3 chapters of one particular subject. Once you finish it, just celebrate it. Maybe having a nice cold drink, maybe having a pizza or whatever you like. Okay, so just define your targets, take baby steps, crack your entire goal into small pieces of targets. Okay, next is your syllabus. Obviously, yes, how can we forget syllabus, isn't it? It's highly important to have our curriculum or blueprint with us before we begin our journey. It's really important. Now, generally, people think or students think that all the subjects could be studied in the same pattern. No, absolutely not. I purely believe that it's not only about the hard work that you have to do, it's really important to be smart enough to understand the strategies of different subjects. Okay, each subject is different from the other. So that's why when a board declares its curriculum or completes syllabus for any subject, every student must have this curriculum on their study table. So suppose if you are targeting your English to be finished in next 1 week, you should be able to identify which are the main areas, how many chapters are going to come, which are the relevant chapters, if you can get that from some of your teachers or whatever, okay? And just mark them up and then set your targets. So for this particular portion, how much time I'm going to take and how soon I can finish off, right? And whatever is there inside the curriculum, only that has to be focused, because most of the refreshers, most of the books, I'm not talking about the NCERT or the hardcore syllabus based books, I'm talking about the other extra books that you go for, right? They generally contain more than the syllabus, because that is again another marketing strategy of books, right? So you have to be stuck, you have to be completely confined with your syllabus, need not to unnecessarily rush to other topics, okay? Because we are talking about scoring high and scoring better in our examinations. Here we are not talking about acquiring knowledge, right? Knowledge is already been acquired throughout the year. Now it's a time to be focused and to work on a specific subject in a specific direction so that we can achieve better results, right? Now the last part is study material. Again, I would say that if you are targeting for CBSE boards or ICSE boards, stick to your own syllabus based main books which have been prescribed by the proper authority, like NCERT books for CBSE, and ICSE has their own books. Got it? These books cannot be neglected. You have to be through with each and every part and points of your books. This is really very important. Other than that, if you are already having your curriculum, you can check out all the topics that have been covered, and whatever refreshers or extra books that you need to have, you can just make them ready for your study purpose. I hope I have given you ample amount of inputs how to start your study trip. Now let us move for a strategic planning. This is really important. As I said, elder people or fathers or forefathers, we kept on hearing that study and get your work done. But how to study makes really a big difference between a winner and a loser. I won't call a student as a loser, but I should say that there is a difference between a topper and an average student. And what is the difference? It's all about your planning, it's all about your focus, it's all about your determination. Okay? Because the syllabus is common. Syllabus is absolutely common for each and every student. What makes difference is your attitude and your approach towards that work. So now let us deal with planning our strategy. You can see on the screen, hard work plus smart work. Going through the exams will give you success. Now, what is it? Hard work is something wherein you have picked up the book, you are mugging up the things, you're writing, you're doing everything, right? But smart work is absolutely more important. I won't say that hard work is not important, because absolutely there is no substitute of hard work. Without hard work, you cannot do anything in life. That is the complete truth. But only hard work is not sufficient, my dear students. In today's competitive world, wherein there is so much competition everywhere, you have to be smart enough to, put your hard work into right direction. Nobody wants to be a rickshaw puller, right? Though a rickshaw puller is a hardcore hard worker, right? Everybody wants to be a smart worker. Everybody wants to have a nice cabin, a nice office, nice bungalow, nice business, right? So now let us begin our plan of action further. Coming to your studies, first point which I would recommend is choose your subject preparation based upon timetable. As I've already discussed this, that depending upon your timetable, suppose you are having the last paper, maybe economics, so I think you should begin your preparation with the economics first. Don't choose the first or the second subject, because this anyhow you will be covering up the moment exam comes nearer to you, right? So pick up the last ones. Again, I would recommend 2 subjects at a time. Okay, one harder and one easier. Every subject has a different strategy. As I've already told you, that depending upon the subjects, there is a different strategy should be planned, right? So you cannot compare general science with social, right? You cannot compare English with Sanskrit, right? So every subject has to be dealt in a different manner depending upon your capabilities, your attitude of understanding. So always check your curriculum and blueprint. Check what is the weightage given to all the chapters, right? As you can check out your curriculum, you will be able to understand that, oh, fine. So from business studies part A, 40 marks would be covered, out of which chapter 1 and 2 will cover say 14 marks, 3 and 4 will cover say 12 marks. So with this kind of weightage, you would be able to plan yourself and check out the chapters which is, better to be completed first. So you can definitely chalk out your subjects accordingly. Next says, better to prepare 2 subjects. As I've already told you, take one easy subject and one tough subject so that that balance of your moods can be maintained. Okay, because tough things, once you start doing it, why it is tough? Because you have not yet practiced. It's just tougher and tougher till you have been practicing it. Once you practice it thoroughly, it will become easy to, right? So take one tough, and just to make yourself lighter, take one easy subject, because easier subject is easy because it has been practiced a lot or it may be understood very well by you. Okay, so do this. Have a checklist of topics to be covered in a lesson and tick each one's cover. You can do it on the index page, or maybe that list of curriculum that you are having. List of subjects are already, list of chapters is already been mentioned over that. So the moment you are covering up chapters or maybe topics, you can just keep ticking over it, so that will help you to feel happy that, oh fine, psychologically you will be happy to see that this much portion is already done, right? And this checklist will also give you a clear cut picture that how much is left, which chapters you are leaving, right? In that way you can definitely check out, you can pick up the easier topics first and then you can go for the tougher ones as you like. Break your chapter in 2 to 3 parts and set your deadline accordingly. Don't be in a hurry. Take plenty amount of time, right? Don't finish off one chapter in one sitting. I never recommend it. You need to take a break in between. Fine. So plan your chapter accordingly so that it could be taken in 2 to 3 parts. Say your chapter finishes from 1.1 to 1.8. Break it into 2 parts. Pick up from 1.1 to 1.4, then maybe from 1.5 to 1.7, likewise. You can just divide it. And the moment you are done with those areas, you can have your write up notes, which will be definitely helpful to you to remember them. After each part that you finish, draw its mind map on a paper or copy and save it for the final day preparation. My experience says that a child who is able enough to create the mind map of the portion he has studied, that acts as a blessing for one night before study of the exam, right? So that is really important. Once you have gone through that entire stuff, just memorize or just remember whatever things you have done, especially definitions and all that, right? Start from the topic, create that flowchart system, which could be taken as your mind map, and just finish it off. This will act as a very good tool for one night before preparations. Next one is catch hold the tough portions and patiently understand and practice them till you become comfortable. As I said, tough is tough just because we haven't given it full attention or we haven't practiced it properly, right? So please remove this part from your mind that this is a tough portion, right? Take it in a positive way and think before you begin that no, let me understand what is given inside. Take it patiently, go through it properly, take somebody's help if you're not able to understand it, right? And then practice it at least 2 to 3 times so that you should be comfortable enough. And once you are done with this practice, I'm sure that portion won't be any more tough, right? Theoretical subjects. What are the main things to be understood and practiced? Definitions, of course, yes, right? Because your examination is going to be a mirror image of your knowledge, right? And unfortunately, your examination would be examined on a piece of paper. So whatever you're going to write, that will act as your knowledge. Fine. So you have to be through with your definitions. And if you are ready with your definitions, you won't be messed up with any of the questions, at least given in the question paper, because you would be able to connect with that particular question because you already know each and every word and you understand what is that terminology means, right? Have these flow charts if you really want to get good marks in your subjective theoretical subjects. Then naturally these definitions, flow charts, names, spellings, diagrams, these are really very important. It will help you to give you a good presentation to all your answers, especially science, especially business studies, economics, right? These subjects, like if you go for physics, if you go for biology, your flowchart systems, your diagrams, they really act as an important tool to understand your level of knowledge, and also it acts as a tool to impress the examiner. Okay. Now, practical subjects. What are the practical subjects? For example, chemistry, mathematics, right? Engineering drawing. These all have some practical orientation. Fine. So to get them done, you should know all the formulas, you should know all the patterns, your steps, everything is really important. Now, how can you acquire them? Obviously, there is only one word for it: practice. More you use your hands, better will be your results. This is my personal experience. Then my next point says the same thing. Practice by writing as much as possible to maintain speed, your flow of ideas and energy. This is really important, right? These days, I have been seeing students that they avoid writing practice. In fact, I remember my grandmother used to say that 10 times mugging up things and once you write, both are equal, right? And trust me, it really works. Okay, more you write and practice, it helps you in different ways. Your flow of ideas, there will be a synchronization between your brain and your hand, so it keeps on thinking and your hand will keep on writing. So that synchronization is really important. Otherwise, what would happen? You will keep on mugging up the things or reading out all the stuffs. But the moment you are sitting to write 3 hours paper, your hand will stuck. Your ideas won't flow. You may forget something that, okay, fine, there was something given in that, but you're not able to recollect it. So I would prefer use your hands, use your writing tactics, okay? And naturally that would help you to improvise your speed as well, okay? Now, 3 important P's. What is it? I have told you about the strategies and the plan of actions that you can have for your completing examinations successfully, right? But other than this academics, there are certain attitude issues. There are certain psychological things which have to be there. Generally, as a student, we don't give that level of priority to our studies. We don't give priority to ourselves, to our own dreams, though they are so very important for us, isn't it? So take this P from me, priority. Set your goal, trust yourself, and have a clear cut vision. Imagine yourself getting your target achieved. Okay, achieving your target, have that dream, because in the beginning itself I have told you, write your goal on the paper every day, get up, see it, believe in it, and have your trust with you, motivating yourself that no, I'm going to do it, right? Have your next target ready every day. So with this I mean that you should be able to plan your baby targets for your everyday routine. Keep a track of your stepwise achievements. As I told you, if you're going to finish off any particular area of your subjects, just tick mark over it, complete it, and tap your back to finish off that particular subject very well. Okay, celebrate or penalize. What do we mean by celebrate or penalize? As I told you, if you are able to finish off a subject, or if you are able to finish off a target, okay, just celebrate it. Ask your parents to get you something delicious to eat, or maybe watch a small movie, okay, or maybe enjoy some songs, listening to songs, or whatever you want to do, right? But at the same time, if you are not able to finish off your target as per your plan, then penalize yourself, punish yourself. How do you do it? Leave something. Okay, suppose every day you are spending maybe 1 hour on mobile phones, then restrict that 1 hour for that particular day till you finish off your target, till you achieve your target. Okay, so that is what I mean by priority. Next is persistence. You have to be persistent enough when we talk about achieving our goals. Now, goal is a larger one and target is a smaller one. So, visualize your success and believe in it. Visualize it. Imagine that whatever you have written on that paper, you have achieved it. What change will come in your life once you do it? What will be everybody's happiness level, or how would you feel later on? Teach someone, if possible, the covered portions. Teaching is always the best method to remember something. Again, this is from my personal experience, right? Teach someone. You go through a particular subject or a topic, learn it, by heart it, or whatever way you want, just complete it, and if possible, catch someone, or catch someone, one of your friends who has not yet done that particular portion, and just teach him. It will really help you to gain more confidence in it. Okay, take small breaks in between your continuous studies. Take 10 minutes gap, but in that particular time, please don't go behind your gadgets. Keep your mobile phone away, keep your television away, right? Instead doing that, go and talk to your mother, help your mother in kitchen, do some physical activity, right? Play something, okay? Or else, if you love listening songs, listen to some songs. Keep all your distractions away. Don't allow your friends to pour nonsense things in your head. Don't allow anybody to distract you. This is something which is really important. Have patience. Please meditate daily for 10 to 20 minutes. That will give your mind a complete relaxation, and some magical thing will start happening with you, right? You will become more patient, you will become more stable, calm, quiet, and you will enjoy your work nicely. Spend some time with your family or reading motivational stuff. in this particular journey, you need to be motivated to yourself, right? I mean, this is really very important, because this is an important mission which you have to finish off, right? Talk to your mother, talk to your father, have somebody, maybe your brother or sister can help you. Spend some time laughing with them, share your issues, share your success also with them. Test yourself. Take a small test randomly and check whether you are able to finish it off or not. Sleep, eat and sleep nicely. Your sleepless nights can be a big trouble for you, right? I have seen many students who have sleepless nights, who have anxiety issues, right? They get boredom of or tensions at the end of the day. So please maintain your sleep as well as eat nicely, okay? And enjoy this journey. This is not a something which has to be taken as a burden. So finally, we are about to end our session. So exams, it is all about knowing yourself. So understand yourself completely. Trust yourself. Stretch yourself. Push yourself to the extreme limits. Check your own extreme end. Motivate yourself. Feel excited and celebrate yourself. Okay? Here is a quote given for all of us. Education is not a name of any degree or certificate that can be shown to others as a proof. Education is the name of our attitude, actions, language, and behavior with others in real life. So that's all from my side. Hope this session had helped you to relive yourselves and achieve good strategies. And I hope I was able to give you good inputs. Thank you and all the best for your exams. Thank you.